So today we'll find the lateral shift of a ray of light through this rectangular glass slab as well as this triangular glass prism, and also find the refractive index of this glass slab. So let's do it. So as you can see, I have tucked this sheet of paper on this board using 4 thumb pins. Now I'll draw the boundary of this glass slab. So my rectangle is ready. I'll name it as PQRS. Now I'll take any point on the side PQ and draw a normal using this protector. So here I have marked an angle of 90 degree. I'll join this point to make the normal. Now let us take the angle of incidence as 60 degree. This is the normal, and for the angle of incidence to be 60 degree, it should be somewhere here, and join this point to the point of incidence to get the incident ray. Now I'll tuck 2 pins on this incident ray such that the distance between the two is minimum of 5 centimeters. So here goes my first pin. And at a distance of 5 centimeters, I've tucked another pin. So now I'll take this rectangular glass slab and keep it over this rectangle. Now we know that since this incident ray enters from an optically rarer medium to an optically denser medium, it is supposed to bend towards the normal. So it will go somewhat like this, and this will be the refracted ray, and the emergent ray would be kind of parallel to the incident ray. Now I have tucked these 2 more pins on this side in such a way that when I see from here, all these 4 pins seem to appear in the same line. Although if I see from the upside, they do not seem to be in the same line. But when I see them from here, they appear to be collinear points. Let me show this to you. Now as you can see, all the 4 pins, the green, the yellow, the red and the blue one, appear to be collinear. They are in the same line. Now since the red and the blue are behind the slab, they are quite blur, but since the blue shade can be seen. Now I'll remove this glass slab, and since I do not need the yellow and the green pin, I'll remove them also. And I have got 2 points, and I'll be joining them to get a line. And guess what it is gonna be? This is our emergent ray. Now again I am going to draw a normal over this point from which the emergent ray has emerged. This is an angle of 90 degree. I'll join it. Now I'll join these 2 points to get the refracted ray. Now let us extend this incident ray with dotted lines. And it can be observed that these 2 lines are parallel. Now I'll mark all the rays and all the angles. This is our incident ray. Refracted ray. Angle of incidence. Angle of refraction. Angle of emergence. emergent ray. Also, I'll mark these arrows which indicates that it is entering from an optically rarer to denser and again from denser to rarer. Now the perpendicular distance between these two rays is known as lateral shift or lateral displacement. Now let us note the measurement of all the angles. The angle of incidence I took was 60 degree. Let us measure angle of refraction and angle of emergence. So it is coming out to be 35 degree and the angle of emergence is, it should be 60 degree, and yes, it is 60 degree. Measure the lateral shift. Okay, so lateral shift or lateral displacement is 2.8 centimeters. So the first step is done. We have found the lateral shift and found that angle of incidence is equal to the angle of emergence. Now let us move to the second task. We have to find the refractive index of this rectangular glass slab. For that, I am taking this compass and I've opened it to a distance of 4 centimeter so that I get quite a bigger circle and quite a bigger triangle as well. So this is a radius of 4 centimeter and I'll draw a circle. So here I'll extend the normal a little bit and I can see that the incident ray intersects the circle at this point. So let us mark this point. And the refracted ray intersects the circle at this point. I'll mark this point. And now I'll draw a perpendicular from these 2 points to the normal. So I'll join these 2 points to the normal and draw a perpendicular. So for your convenience, I have colored these 2 triangles with orange. Now let us name these triangles as A, B, C, D and E. Now since I have drawn AB perpendicular to the normal, so triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Similarly, since I have drawn ED perpendicular to the normal, triangle CDE is again a right angle triangle. I will be finding the value of sine I from right angle triangle ABC and the value of sine R from right angle triangle CDE. And by Snell's law, we know that sine I upon sine R gives us the relative refractive index of this medium. So from triangle ABC, what is the value of sine I perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is AB upon AC, and from triangle CDE, what is the value of sine R perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so DE upon CE. So by Snell's law, the refractive index of glass with respect to air is sine I upon sine R, which is equal to AB upon AC divided by DE upon CE. We can write it as AB upon AC into CE upon DE. Now we can see that CE and AC are the radii of same circle, so they are equal. So we'll cancel them out and it comes out to be AB upon DE. Now I'll measure AB and DE. So AB is 3.5 centimeter approximately and DE is 2.4 centimeter. Yes. So now I'll measure AB and DE. So AB comes out to be 3.5 centimeter and DE is approximately 2.5. Okay, so I'll take it 2.4 centimeter. So 3.5 centimeter on 2.4 centimeter comes out to be 1.45 and it has no unit. So from here we can conclude that the refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.45. That's it. So this is how we can calculate the refractive index of this rectangular glass slab and also the lateral shift when there is a ray of light passing through this glass slab. So thank you.